Fifth Avenue itself is a major Big Apple attraction. It's lined with upscale stores bearing world-renowned names. It's also New Yorkers' favorite parade route.
Aby sympatycznie! Od niego! Magic!
The Museum of Modern Art, affectionately known as MoMA, is a few steps from Fifth Avenue on 53rd Street. Founded in 1929, MoMA is the cultural center dedicated to contemporary art. Its galleries, exhibition halls, and movie theaters present works of major 20th century artists throughout the year. At 57th Street and 7th Avenue, you'll find Carnegie Hall, a palace of musical genius for over 100 years that offers the best in symphonies, soloists, and concerts.
59th Street, where Central Park begins, is the dividing line between Midtown and Uptown. The Upper East Side is known as the island's Gold Coast. One of the wealthiest neighborhoods in the U.S., the Upper East Side is filled with old world mansions, multi-million-dollar townhouses, high-end boutiques, and world-class museums.
Though New York has more than 150 museums spread around the city, most are located on Fifth Avenue between 70th and 103rd Streets, a stretch known as Museum Mile. The most famous is the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Founded in 1870, the Met has long been considered one of the world's great museums. It has a collection of more than 3 million works of art from all known eras and regions. The Met's permanent and rotating exhibitions allow visitors to appreciate the work of many of history's greatest artists. The Met also serves as a meeting place for art lovers from around the city.
The Guggenheim showcases contemporary art, and the building itself is a work of art.
The Museum of the City of New York displays the history of and life in the Big Apple with permanent and special exhibits.
The Upper West Side stretches north of 59th Street between Central Park and the Hudson River. The Museum of Natural History on Central Park West from 77th through 81st Streets was founded in 1869 and is a favorite family destination, where visitors learn about the evolution of human beings and the animal kingdom. The museum's fascinating halls are dedicated to geology, ecology, zoology, and anthropology. The Museum of Natural History provides fun for the whole family. The museum's Department of Astronomy is housed next door in the spectacular Rose Center for Earth and Space, featuring the new Hayden Planetarium. The top half of the planetarium sphere is the most technologically advanced space theater in existence. There are many other attractions on the Upper West Side.
Prestigious Lincoln Center is a marble complex of buildings and plazas that make up New York's most important cultural center. It's home to New York's Philharmonic Orchestra, the New York City Ballet, the Juilliard School of Music, the Metropolitan Opera, and a gamut of open-air concerts.
The Dakota, constructed in the 19th century, was one of northern Manhattan's first apartment buildings. It was where John Lennon lived and was assassinated in 1980.
Central Park is New York's massive recreation center. It's located in the heart of the city between 59th and 110th Streets, bordered by 5th Avenue and Central Park West. Created in 1850, the park is about 2.5 square miles of fields, lakes, gardens, paths, and hills. The park has over 20 miles of trails for jogging, biking, skating, and strolling. All year long, and especially during the summer, Central Park is an enormous theater for incredibly creative presentations.
Along 59th Street, you can hire a horse-drawn carriage for an unforgettable tour of the park. At West 72nd Street, you can relax in Strawberry Fields, which was John Lennon's favorite spot for meditation and inspiration. Today, it's a special place to remember and pay tribute to this great musician. Bethesda Fountain, a popular backdrop for movies, stands by a lake where families, friends, and couples can enjoy the view via rowboat or gondola. The park also has a small zoo whose animals please both adults and kids. During wintertime, the park's Woolman Rink enables skaters of all ages to perfect or display their skills.
Central Park has something for New Yorkers and visitors of all ages, cultures, and tastes. Here in the heart of the city, you really appreciate the Big Apple's energy and diversity.
Located northwest of Central Park is Morningside Heights. The Cathedral of St. John the Divine is the largest neo-Gothic cathedral on earth. Still in the process of construction, the cathedral is famous for its stone sculptures and stained glass windows. Riverside Church, another neighborhood jewel, has a 400-foot tower and a 72-bell carillon, the largest in the U.S. These two churches attract people of all religions who come to celebrate universal rituals and diverse cultural and political events.
A few steps from Riverside Church is Grant's tomb, the resting place of General Ulysses S. Grant and his wife. Grant was commander of the Union forces during the Civil War and later became President of the United States.
This area is also home to Columbia University, one of the nation's most highly respected educational institutions.
The legendary neighborhood of Harlem, where you can soak up the sights, sounds, and history of one of the country's most important African-American centers. It's also where you'll find the Apollo Theater, where many important African-American artists began their careers. Harlem was a key player in the national civil rights movement of the 1960s. It's filled with charming brownstones, wide avenues, and Baptist churches known around the world for their inspiring gospel choirs. New York overflows with surprises.
Esta es una tradición que atrae a todo tipo de animales.
Extravagance. And creativity. And each of its corners serves as a setting for incredibly varied presentations. New York's streets are filled with over 12,000 taxis, one of the city's most famous characteristics.
Buses cover over 1,000 miles of routes.
The city's most important mode of transportation is the subway, which mobilizes millions of people each day and really makes you feel the Big Apple's energy.
New York is also recognized for its celebrations, like the spectacular fireworks display every July 4th, U.S. Independence Day. In New York, Thanksgiving is more than time for turkey. It's also time for the Macy's Parade.
New York is crowds. New York is fun. New York is contrast.
New York is romance.
New York is music.
New York is the world's great melting pot. Here, more than any place else on Earth, anything goes. And anything is possible.